as they call for tighter security. Iceland's violent volcanic flare-up triggers state of emergency on Reykjanes Peninsula. Before the news in details, there is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has expressed his commitment to transform Anambra State into a model state in Nigeria and Africa. Governor Soludo was speaking while outlining the various achievements of his administration in the past 2 years during an event to mark the day at the International Convention Center, Oka. A Government House correspondent Ejike Abana filed this report.
Presenting his administration's 2-year scorecard, Governor Soludo, who was accompanied to the event by his wife, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, and the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Chukwuibezim, stressed that the state of Anambra is strong, stating that his administration has an agenda with a deadline, of which there are no excuses, pointing out that in the last 2 years, he has succeeded in laying the foundation for Anambra to become a smart megacity in spite of the dearth of resources compared to the availability of resources in the years past, while reiterating that his government is changing gear this year. Governor Soludo noted that his administration is deliberately executing the most austere government ever, focusing on what is most important for the people and assured to continue to give priority to those who are neglected. The governor outlined the various achievements of his administration in the past 2 years, including the flag-off of over 400 kilometers of road, the declaration of free education, free antenatal care and delivery services, ongoing Anambra statewide water scheme, among others.
Today, we've come to report to you some aspects of what we've been able to do, given the context of the time that we came into office, and given the challenges of the time. But in spite of you all, I want to say to all of you, in summary, that the state of Anambra, as attested by the bishops, and Chief Emeka, the state of Anambra is strong. When it is strategic partnerships of their management, partnership of the diaspora community, partnership of the federal government, the capitals of the government, partnership of the international community, we need all hands on deck to make it done. This last Anambra has all the potential to be an international smart legacy. We have it all at the best, and for it to be so, we're about this program to come. But we also have the report, which has also been designated as a portfolio and of destination. I'm working with the constituents to make it happen. And further,
while congratulating the governor, the former Commonwealth Secretary General, Chief Emeka Anyokwu, noted what he called evidential achievements of his administration since he assumed 2 years ago. Chief Anyokwu remarked that he was not surprised at the governor's performance, knowing his antecedents, pointing out that he came to office with 3 attributes, including sound intellectual capacity, can-do character, and his ability to belong to the streets where the people are.
He came to office with 3 attributes that have proved to be enemies. The first attribute is sound, very sound intellectual capacity. And the second attribute is that Professor Chukwuma Soludo is a man of can-do. And the third attribute is his quite uncommon combination of ability to live in Africa, combined with the ability to belong to the streets where the masses of our people live and work.
The event earlier commenced with a mass of thanksgiving for Governor Soludo's 2 years administration, where the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezo Okafor, said that the governor and his team have demonstrated that God is in control, showing love and devotion to serve Anambra, and added that visible development changes, including high-quality roads, strides in education, health, agriculture, youth and women empowerment, amongst others. While appreciating the governor and his team for doing all this without borrowing a dime, Bishop Ezo Okafor assured to continue to pray for his administration, calling for collective action to support Soludo's government.
All musicians say that our government has tried, his team has tried, they have tried. And in fact, things have been done in the past, things have been done now, but our people say, guys, what we are seeing today is a current, they have really taken a good job among those people. Because governance is also a picture of the common people in many ways.
The event was attended by the National Chairman of APGA, Barrister Sly Ezo Okenwa, Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Somtochukwu Udeze, State Chief Judge, Justice Onochie Anya Achebe, Chairman Anambra State Traditional Rulers Council, Igwen Nemeka Achebe, Abia State Governor, Dr. Alex Oti, former governors Chris Ngige, Dame Veji Etiaba, former deputy governors Sir Emeka Sibudu, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, Bishop Moses Ezedebego, Bishop Jonas Benson Okoye, members of Anambra State Executive Council, Transition Committee members, amongst others.
The Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, has passed a vote of confidence on Governor Chukwuma Soludo and lauded his visionary leadership and commitment to the state's progress. During a solidarity march, ASATU expressed amazement at the transformation going on in all the sectors of the state economy within 2 years of his administration. Our correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports.
Solidarity March, which commenced from Ikweme Square, traversed through Aroma Junction and the State Secretariat. During the march, participants carried placards with messages of appreciation and solidarity, highlighting the governor's numerous achievements within 2 years in office. During the march, participants addressing the gathering, the national president of ASATU, Barrister Titus Abudo, commended Governor Soludo for his proactive approach to governance, which he said has brought about tangible improvements in various sectors across the state, ranging from infrastructural development to healthcare, education, among others. Barrister Abudo emphasized the governor's inclusive and consultative style of leadership, which according to him has fostered collaborations between the government and grassroots organizations while ensuring that the needs and aspirations of the people are adequately addressed, and urged the governor to enlist the Nigeria Hunter and Forest Security Service into the Anambra State security apparatus to help combat insecurity.
Every development, every good governance settles finally in the community. The people employed as teachers were all members of our various communities. His achievements within 2 years are too numerous to mention. And I know by the time he'll be 3 years, he'll mark his 3 years in office, the whole of Anambra State, everybody in Anambra State will be compelled to urge him to go for second term.
The President ASATU Women's Wing, Mrs. Ifeoma Okaro, along with Secretary General Lady Njide Anusi, noted that the governor holds the key to solving the issues in Anambra, pledging continued support from the union.
The solution governor that we are standing behind him, we support his governance and we go for second term. We are behind the solution.
The ASATU youth leader, Mr. Ken Okoli, commended Governor Soludo for prioritizing youth empowerment, citing initiatives like One Youth, Two Skills, and the Solution Innovation District.
In agriculture, every family rich, where siblings rich. All you need to believe on a government. This is our time. This is our hour. And let us embrace it. Because solution is. Solution is. Solution is. Governor Soludo.
On their part, the first National Vice President of ASATU, Professor Charles Nwadigwe, alongside ASATU leader for Anambra South, Sir Sheikh Amoamife, and his Anambra Central counterpart, Mr. Ikechukwu Afokansi, as well as the Secretary General of Mkpo Development Union, Dr. Samuel Aro, lauded Governor Soludo for fulfilling his numerous promises to the people of the state. Receiving ASATU at the State Secretariat, the State Head of Service, Barrister Theodora Igwebe, highlighted the governor's achievements across various sectors, including teachers' employment, healthcare enhancement, scholarship programs, among numerous other things. Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
Anambra Governor's wife, Mrs. Nonya Soludo, has disclosed that her husband, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, is always more passionate about how to give Ndi Anambra the best and not about getting re-elected as a governor. Mrs. Soludo, who disclosed this in a special message to mark Governor Soludo's 2 years in office, noted that the governor has never discussed about 2025, but is rather fixed on saying that everyone living in the state feels the impact of good governance. We have the details of that report.
She explained that Governor Soludo, being an unconventional politician, is largely motivated by service and what he can give to make life easier for the people, stressing that his passion to leave Anambra State better than how he met it is one thing that gives him sleepless nights. The governor's wife further noted that the governor is a man of his words, revealing that his lifestyle revolves around honesty, sincerity, and integrity. Mrs. Soludo explained that Governor Soludo was completely prepared before coming in as a governor, stressing that everything he promised to do before his election would certainly be achieved. She said that even though 2 years are not always enough to make a great impression in governance, her husband has been able to achieve a lot by investing in time and understanding that his mandate is one with a fast deadline. While reaffirming that the next 2 years will witness greater development changes, Mrs. Soludo urged Ndi Anambra to continue to support the administration, assuring that pre-Soludo and post-Soludo narratives will be left for everyone to assess.
Awka community has expressed gratitude to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for all his efforts aimed at making the area livable, green, and prosperous. The traditional ruler of Awka, Obi Gibson, was to give the commendation in a special interview on Governor Chukwuma Soludo's 2 years in office. He described Professor Chukwuma Soludo as the only governor who has remembered Awka since Anambra State was created on August 27, 1991. Obinwosu, who is a one-time deputy chairman of Anambra State Council of Traditional Rulers, said that the people of Awka community will remain grateful to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for bringing the community to limelight as the capital of Anambra State. According to Obinwosu, Governor Soludo has changed the landscape of Awka community from what he described as a glorified local government area to a befitting capital of a state, and reassured him of continued support of Awka people to his administration. The traditional ruler noted that the ongoing road construction and reconstruction projects in Anambra State, especially in Awka town, have had a positive impact on the local economy and businesses. The town is benefiting greatly from these infrastructures improvements, which have improved connectivity and accessibility. Obinwosu, who is a founding member of the Nigerian Air Force, called on youths of Anambra State extraction to join the Nigerian Armed Forces in order to contribute to the security of the Nigerian territorial borders. He described the achievements of Governor Chukwuma Soludo within 2 years in office as legion, especially in the area of health, education, agriculture, human capital development, among others, saying that the distribution of 2,000 laptop computers to head teachers and principals across Anambra State is a pointer that the governor is committed to repositioning the education sector for enhanced teaching and learning. Obinwosu, who called for improved security of lives and property across Anambra State to restore nightlife and create a conducive environment for enhanced business transactions, charged Ndi Anambra to take full ownership of the state. The traditional ruler of Awka community thanked Governor Chukwuma Soludo for restoring the sanctity of traditional institutions across Anambra State, in addition to giving political appointments to more Awka indigents, and warned Awka youths against acts that will portray Awka community in bad light. Obim also reassured that Awka community will continue to provide an enabling environment for the speedy development of the area as the capital of Anambra State. An untitled men and some youths of Azia community in Ihala local government area have protested alleged hijack of the traditional stool of the community and called for the intervention of the Anambra State government. Our correspondent Kenechiko Chukwudi reports that the Azia indigents who gathered at the government house, Awka, carried various placards with various inscriptions to express their grievances.
The Azia indigents who gathered at the government house, Awka, carried placards which expressed their grievances with various inscriptions. Some of them read, "Youth stand by Azia stakeholders meeting in Asaba. A fresh, free and fair election for Igwe Azia II will ensure peace in the community. The pronouncement, free and fair election and selection for Igwe Azia II by the Igwe in council is in order." According to Chief Odu Moalo, while explaining the reasons for the protest, revealed that Azia has been without a traditional ruler for 10 years since their monarch Igwe Pius Ojiuro died after 39 years reign. Thereafter, the next elected Igwe, Professor Titus Eze, also died, though without government certification, and since then an usurper have been parading himself as traditional ruler, causing tension in the community. Chief Moalo also appreciated the government of Anambra State for not allowing impunity reign in the community by giving certificate of recognition to anybody without due process, but followed Azia Constitution on selection and crowning of a traditional ruler, pointing out that a stakeholders meeting has also been held at Asaba to resolve the problem, to which everyone agreed on a lasting solution, only for the issue to continue to linger.
Election, free and fair election. If Felix wants to contest, let him come and contest. Let him just apply to the he will be allowed to contest.
Chief Chukura Ezonido and Chief Patrick Onuchukwu, who noted that they are contestants for the traditional rulers too, emphasized that a traditional ruler cannot be imposed on a community, but rather due process must be followed in selecting a traditional ruler for the general acceptance of the people, calling on government to wade in and resolve the issues and give needful support to a winner to emerge as the traditional ruler of the community.
And I can go to governor who is more understanding, they maintain peace and unity, more especially in Azia and in Anambra as a whole. So I can go there. West Waka Bia Kowaria, we have Bastara Igazia Bro by imposement, not by election.
The Commissioner for Local Government, Community and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Tony Collins Nwabunwanne, while addressing the protesters, assured them that the government will look into the matter fairly with all stakeholders and stand on the path of truth, urging them to stand on the path of peace and not incite the situation through their utterances.
What you're going home with is that the government does not have any particular person in mind. Government na Unife community chop. Before Bodo chop, and I'm going to pass the same message to the government. We are no more here. And if we not demand therefore. And I have given people the assurance that it's going to be free and fair.
A youth leader of Azia community, Mr. Tochukwu Okuoha, said the tussle has affected the community's development as they have missed out of opportunities they were supposed to benefit from through the presence of a traditional ruler, and called on government to urgently intervene. In Awka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
The Anambra in Abuja are lending their voices to celebrate Governor Chukwuma Soludo on his second year at the helm of affairs in Anambra State. Oh, so sorry about that. We have an insert for the news. Please, if you're just joining us, this is ABS Television News. Up ahead, Anambra in Abuja appreciates Governor Soludo's achievement in 2 years as they call for tighter security. Iceland's violent volcanic flare-up triggers state of emergency on Lake James Peninsula. The special message, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra state economy, and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. We'll take a short break here. The news returns after now.
Enjoy now. Great taste, great fun. Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
My champs, they use energy at school.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release. Milo!
Great taste, great fun. Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
You're welcome back to the rest of the news. Anambra in Abuja lending their voices to celebrate Governor Chukwuma Soludo on his second year at the helm of affairs in Anambra State. They say the governor has done marvelously well within the periods, hence they will continue to support him to give Anambra the best. Our ABS Abuja Bureau Chief, Ekwi Ajide, fired this report.
For a philanthropist, Chief Michael Wakalo from Nteje, Anambra should relax with the governor as 2 years is still too early to complain. After all, Rome was not built in a day. Talk more of governing a state with lean resources. He said the governor has excelled in all sectors simultaneously until date. It's not owing civil servants a dime.
To have patience with it, I think we must have just asked him to tap on his back and say, right on, we're behind you. We want more achievements, more infrastructures to all the communities in Anambra State. Rome was not built in a day, so it is wrong for somebody to expect that in 2 years it will touch all.
The chairman of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Southeast Zone, Adachukwu Dozie, who is from Okija, described the governor as very ingenious and has contributed in no small measures to making room for cottage industries to spring up in the state. She reeled out some of the governor's achievements in all sectors of the state economy, including employment of teachers, provision of coconuts and palm seedlings to households in the state, among others.
Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CFR, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, is indeed solution-driven, purpose-driven, and is a very hard-working governor. Assessing him in his 2 years of service to Anambra, I'll say that he has done fairly well.
Chief Chima Onwuzlike from Ogidi on his part praised the governor for his efforts so far, but harped on the need for intensified efforts in things relating to security of lives and properties of citizens in the state. According to him, everyone supported the governor owing to the trust and expectations that he will continue with what he did in the central bank.
Security buy.
They all wished the governor well as he celebrates and hopes for greater exploits in the remaining years and beyond. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
On the foreign scene, a state of emergency has been declared in southern Iceland because of another volcanic eruption on the Reykjanes Peninsula. The fourth since December is thought to be the most powerful flare-up so far. Lava has reached the eastern defenses around the evacuated town of Grindavik. According to local media people have also been moved from the nearby Blue Lagoon, one of Iceland's most popular tourist attractions. Iceland's airspace remains open. A giant lava spill is billowing smoke. According to the country's civil defense service, the eruption began after 20:00 local time on Saturday, north of Grindavik. Footage of the explosion showed clouds of smoke and glowing magma oozing and bubbling from vents in the earth. The explosion has not affected the main international airport, which lies to the northwest of Grindavik. Geophysicist Magnus Tumi Godomundsi, who was among those to fly over the affected areas in a helicopter, told local media that Saturday's eruption was the most powerful so far. Two lava streams have been moving west and south. Local media reported that lava from the latter had reached Grindavik's eastern defense walls. And on sports news, the first ranking of the women's national teams for 2024 was officially released by World Football Governing Body, with the Super Falcons experienced a downward slide. According to the rankings, the 9-time African champions dropped 2 spots from 32nd to 34th position. Despite the drop, the Falcons maintained their stronghold as the leading team in Africa, retaining the coveted title of being the #1 team on the continent. In the African rankings, Falcons maintained top spot, followed by the reigning African champions, South Africa, who moved up 1 spot as Bayana occupied the 51st position. Morocco at 3rd, and Africa occupied 58th position in the world, having moved up to two steps, while in 4th position in Ghana, having dropped 5 places to be ranked 4th in the continent and 65th in the world. Zambia, who rose up 5 spots to take the 65th place globally in the list, are the 5th best team in Africa. Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, Mali, Equatorial Guinea complete the list of Africa's top 10 teams. And the remains of late Sir Choba of Fochebe have been laid to rest at his hometown, Mbuke village, Omonachi, in Dunukofia local government area. The late Sir Fochebe, who died at the age of 75, was a one-time registrar of the Federal Polytechnic, Oko. Our correspondent, Chukwemeka Modelim, has the details of that report.
The final journey of late Sir Ofochebe commenced with a burial service at Emmanuel Anglican Church, Omonachi, where the church choir praised God for the life of the deceased through special renditions. In his sermon, the Bishop Emeritus of Isiukwato Umunnochi Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Chukwuka, charged Christians to always work hard to escape damnation by living a true Christian life. The bishop described death as a gateway to heaven for Christians who live in accordance with the commandments of God, and urged Omonachi Anglican community to always support the family of the late Ofochebe with prayers. In his tribute, the Archbishop, Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger, and the Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, described the late Ofochepe as a Christian who served God faithfully, left legacies in Awka Anglican Diocese and the larger society, which will remain relevant for future generations. Most Reverend Ibezim enjoined his family to remain faithful to God, as he will watch and provide for them at all times. On his part, the acting rector of the Federal Polytechnic Oko, Dr. Uche Onyebu, described the late Ofochepe as an epitome of administration, as the Polytechnic enjoyed the best of administration during the period he served as the registrar of the school.
Very transparent. I'm very proud to be his son. So I went and
the funeral ceremony, which was well attended by members of the Knights of the Church from Diocese of Awka and on the Niger, parishioners of Emmanuel Anglican Church, Omonachi, climaxed with interment and performances by the relatives of the deceased. From Omonachi, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
Condolences to the Ofoche family. And moving on, that's just about it on the news this morning. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Awka, on X at ABS Radio TV, on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Governor Soludo has expressed commitment to transform Anambra State into a model state. 2 years in office, Governor Soludo has received massive commendation. The Anambra in Abuja have appreciated Governor Soludo's achievement in 2 years as they call for tighter security. Iceland's violent volcanic flare-up has triggered state of emergency on Lake James Peninsula. The special message once again, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya Okoye. Good morning and have a great day.
With its urban renewal agenda, the Soludo administration has started the Operation Clean Up Onitsha, Awka, Nnewi, Ekwulobia, and other major cities in the state. The governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, has already set the pace by personally joining in the desilting of gutters and drainages in Ochanja and its suburb. A sustainable, clean, green, and livable Anambra is possible. So, join in the drainage desilting campaign and Operation Keep Your Gutters Clean. Keep your environment clean. Clean your gutters regularly. Do not block drainages with refuse. Properly dispose of sachets, banana peels, and upper wraps. Please pay your sanitation levy to enable the government fulfill its obligations. The solution is here. Be part of the solution.
No more sit at home.